This is going to be your Star Element Connection project explanation and website building how-to video. For this project, you are going to be creating a website that answers various questions relating to our astronomy unit, with the big focus in understanding how the stars and elements are connected in our universe. Here is your outline for this particular project. This is a website you are going to be building. So we have requirements for every single page within this website. So listed below on this outline is going to be all of your page requirements, including titles and the information that needs to be included. Additionally, for formatting, we need color, a consistent theme, font, and sizing. Each page also needs to have one related image. The home page is going to need to have links to all the other pages, and we need to make sure all of the information is paraphrased. We do not want a copy and pasted website. You're also going to complete a peer review for this project where you will peer review 5 classmates, and then you'll complete an online reflection at the end of the project. Now, to build the website itself, you're going to build it using canva.com. You're going to be able to access Canva for free through your Clever. A Canva website is a very user-friendly website that can be used to do more things than just education. So while we're using it for educational purposes, it's also used widely for small businesses, portfolios, and other topics. So if we look here, we have an example of a portfolio for someone. We can scroll through their portfolio, look at it, but if we notice there's videos embedded, we can even embed pictures. Another example, aside from a portfolio, would be a website. So this one is for a company that is talking about Philadelphia and all the things that Philadelphia has to offer. If we scroll down, there's pictures, words, images. There's also links, so we can go to outside websites. It's also possible to link different pages within your own website. There's another one over here that we can look at. That's also for like a medical spa. You can book an appointment through this site. It's very user-friendly and easy to understand. So for your website, you're going to use Canva. If you need additional help outside this video, you can go ahead and come into my office hours or email me. But here is the example website or your template website that I created based off of your project itself. Now, you cannot copy this exactly, right? This is the teacher example of the project, but it gives you a good jumping off point. So part of the project is to have a home page. On the home page, we need a title, my name, class period. We're going to want links to all of our pages and images relating to the topic. Here I have a title, my name, class period, an image in the background, and I'm also going to have links to the other pages of my website. So each of these links listed up here are going to take me to different website pages. So if we look, my number 1, page 1 right here says the Big Bang. The Big Bang. My next page is the sun and stars. I have the sun and stars. Page 3 is the origin of elements. I can go down and I have origin of elements. Each page does have pictures included, which you are going to need to include at least one picture depending on what the information is. And then your last page is also going to be sources. So you need 5 minimum website sources. And you're going to end up listing them out over here as well. When we're talking about the links, if I click it, it'll take me to that particular page. When I'm talking about sources, I can do links that take me outside of the website itself. So this one took me over to NASA. Now that you understand the requirements and the outline of the project, I'm going to actually show you how to build it. So if we go to our Clever account, mine is going to look different than yours, but it's very similar. I'm going to go to my teacher page and then I'm going to click the Clever button, or excuse me, the Canva button. It's going to take you to this website. It might make you make an account, just follow along with the prompts to use your Clever or your Google account to make it, and then it will take you to this page. Canva is amazing because you can do so much more than just websites. You can do presentation, documents, videos. There's pretty much endless opportunities for what you can do. And the thing I like about Canva is that it gives you tons of different templates you can use. So if I look over here, just to get started, when I press templates, it's going to take me to all these different options. Now, we're making websites. So when it says template, I'm going to come over here, press template. I'm going to scroll over until I find website. So if I went to let's do that again. Home, templates, scroll down, browse by category, go over until I find websites. I'll click websites, and then it's going to give me all of these different templates that I can look through. Now you're welcome to look through all of them. You can choose the one that seems most appropriate for you. Now remember, it doesn't automatically have to say space template. You can use any of the templates and make it your own because we are going to go in and edit it for our purposes. So let's look here. Let me find one that I want to use for our example. Let's use this teacher one. This one's pretty basic. So the thing that I like about this is that it's going to give you a little example. So if I look here, that would be my home page. And then as I scroll down, it's going to show me all the other pages. That's possible. So then if I like this template, I can press customize this template. If for some reason you're like, I still want to look around, that's totally fine. Press X on the top right corner. You can go look through. Or if you like this kind of style, but you don't like this template, you can scroll down and it's going to give you some that look kind of similar. So if I keep scrolling, I might find something different, but we're going to customize this one. So once I press customize, it's going to take me to this page. Now, this is going to be your editing software for this entire website. If I scroll down, I'm able to see all of the pages that are needed on this website. If I look down here at the bottom, it's going to show me the page numbers. So every page has a different number. So your home page is page 1. If I scroll down, I find page 2, page 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I can add pages. So your requirement for your project is to have 7 total pages. So in the end, I'm going to end up having this number be 7. So if I wanted to add just a blank page, I can press add page and it'll give me one there. Every page, you're going to have the opportunity to edit the page itself. So over here, we have some things we can do. We can hide the page from our website. That means we're not going to see it when we actually publish it. You can add notes to the website. So if there's something you want to remember that only you can see. You can also duplicate. So let's say I like the way that this page looks, page number 4. I can press duplicate and it's just going to make an exact copy for me. If I want to delete a page, press the delete button and it'll get rid of it. When it comes to editing specific pages, now very similar to Google Docs and Slides, you can click these specific elements and edit them. If I click a text box like this one, it's going to pop up this bar up here. Again, I'm clicking a text box up here. It's going to give me all these options for different fonts. So if I click the font, look to the left, I'm going to have all these options. It's also nice too because you can even type what you need. So let's say I want to do like a handwriting font. It's going to bring me up fonts that look like it was written by hand. I can also change the sizing. I can change the color. This particular text we can't bold or italicize, but other ones you can. We can underline, strike through. We can change the font. We can also determine and align if we want it all the way left, center, right. You can add bullet points. We can also affect the spacing. So your letter spacing is how far apart letters are. Your line spacing is how far apart those lines are. There's other effects you can do as well if you want to explore. So I pressed effects, and then it's going to give me all these different effects that I can mess with and play around with. You can also animate certain text. So if you want it to come out onto the page, you can press animate, and we can do pan, shade, white, pop, whatever you want to make your text look more interesting. On the left over here, we have our different editing options. So you can go in and find a different design if you do not like this one. I would recommend just Xing out and getting a new template altogether, but if you want to explore, you can on this left here. Elements is where all the fun stuff is. So over here, you can have shapes. So if there's like a shape I want to add, if I want to add a box, you can add different buttons for your website, which I'll explain more in a little bit. You can add graphics, so if there's a specific graphic that you want to bring out here, and for some of them, you can even edit the colors too. There's also an AI image generator, so if there's something you want to generate, you can press generate your own, type in your prompt, and it will make that image for you. There's also different stickers. If you want to drag and drop a sticker, you can. You can also add in photos. It'll give you some pre-done photos that you can add. Videos, if there's a specific video you want to add in, you can as well. Charts, tables. If you want to add an image, but you don't want it to be a boring square, you can always add a frame. Now the frames are going to be a shape that the image gets put into. So if I put this star out here and I get an image or a photo, if I drag it into that star, it's going to put that image in there. Or if I drag this cat into that star, it's going to put the cat image on it. So you can play around with that. There's also 3D graphics and other types of collections. So if you like a certain style, the collections tend to have similar graphics. Now, that's a lot of stuff, but if you want to just search elements, so let's say I want to find a star, it's going to bring up my options. I can have shapes, graphics, photos, videos, frames, and charts. If I type in the sun, it'll give me graphics, photos, all of the above. You can either scroll through or you can press see all, and the see all will give you all of that particular option. So I clicked graphics, so it's giving me all the sun graphics. I could click photos, frames, videos, and it's going to pop all of those up for me. After the elements is your text. So let's say I took everything off of this page and I wanted to start from scratch. I could go over here and either pick a already established template or font like these guys down here, or I can just add a basic text box. If I press add a text box, I can type in my text. Then I can edit it according to how we talked about earlier. You can always go back in and change the font as well. It does not have to stay the same. Or, as I said before, if you wanted to use one that was already there, you can as well. Then we have the brand section. Now, the brand section is not relevant to what we're doing. That's if you have a small business. You can also do uploads. So if you wanted to upload certain images or videos, you could press upload an image or video and it'll upload there. You can also go in here and you can draw and add text. If you want, you can draw and make images. Whatever you want to do, they have different options. If you ever mess something up and you don't know how to delete it, you can always press the undo button up here. If I like it though, and I want it back, I could always press the redo button up there. So now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to take out these things that I don't want anymore. If you want, you can always go over something and it's going to give you some options depending on what it is. You can either duplicate, you can trash it or delete it, and sometimes there's even more. You can copy and paste, duplicate, delete. We can also lock it. So if I press lock, that means that I'm not going to be able to move this. It's going to be stuck there. I can't edit it anymore. If I wanted to unlock it, I could press that little lock button and it's going to unlock it. What else you can also do is align it. So if, let's say, I don't like how this is on the page, I can align it to the far left of the page, the center. So if I can't find the exact center, I can always align it to center, align it to the right. There's some options there for you to complete it. Now we're going to actually start creating our website based on our requirements. So if I look, my homepage, it says the title needs to be the Star Element Connection. So I'm gonna find a font I like from here. This one looks fun. But I don't really know if I like that because look at it, it looks kind of funky. Let's say I also want to change the background. I can do that. If I click the background itself, I can come up here and I can change the color if I wanted. I could even just delete it if I press backspace on my keyboard and it'll get rid of it. You can even, in the Elements tab, look up a background. So let's do star background. So I'm going to take a video and put it in there. So let's take this one. And look at that. That's my background. If I'm scared that it's going to move around when I start doing things, I can always press lock and then it's going to be stuck there for me like that. You could have also taken a photo and put that in there as well. You can also press the lock button so it doesn't get moved around either. Now let's put in our text. So let's find something fun. That'll still pop up though. Let's do this one. Now we want to make it aesthetically pleasing, right? I can also change the sizing of a text box. I can always drag it however I want. So now there's my title. I also needed my name in the period. So if I go to text, I'm going to scroll back up again, add a text box. Now remember, part of the project is to make sure it's readable and it all flows together. So I'm going to find some type of font that's going to kind of match what's up there. And then I also need to make sure I can read it. Okay. Part of your formatting points is going to be able to read these things. Then it says I'm going to need to add links to all the pages. So this is where we're going to have to do a few steps. You're first going to need to decide what page is what. So if this page is going to be for your page number 1, which says The Big Bang, I got to make sure that title, The Big Bang, is there somewhere. Then I'm going to figure out what page this is. So this is page number 2. I'm going to go back up here and I have a few options. You could add a picture, you could add a button, you could just add a simple text box. It is up to you. But what we're going to do is we're going to add some type of way to denote that we're going to take this link to the next page. So I'm just going to write something here that says The Big Bang, and then I'm going to add in, let's do a button. Let's say I like this one. So I'm going to add that one in. Now, I ran into a problem. This one's covering my text. Well, with any element you add, if you press more and go to layer, you can layer each of these so that some go on top and some go on bottom. So in this case, I'm going to send this backward. Oops. Let's go back. Send it backward. Okay, but here's the problem. Right now I have some stuff covering it. So we're going to fix it by sending this one forward. Let's see why it's not working for me. There we go. So that's my button now. Now, what I want to do here is I'm going to want to link these two together because I don't want them to go away from each other anymore. So I'm going to lock them. But I can still, if I wanted to, move them around the page. And I can do that if I press group. Now, if I lock it, it's stuck. If I press group, it'll just keep these two together. Now, when I want to add in the hyperlink or the link to move to page number 2, I'm going to click my element. And then I'm going to press Control K. So if I press Control K or right click link, I'm going to have all of those pages available. If I look at the pages, I remember that page 2 was the page about the Big Bang. So if I press page 2 and press done, now anytime I were to hover over this page, once it's in publish mode, I can press or click it and it's going to take me directly to that particular page. So you can do that with all of your pages as you wish. You could take it to go to page 7, page 6. You could also add an outside link. So let's say I wanted it to go to that NASA website. I would Control C and to copy the site, Control V to input it here, or I could even right click, press paste, and it'll come in there. So that's how you're going to link it everywhere else. So you're going to be doing links on the home page to get to other pages in the website, and you'll be doing links on the sources to get to the outside websites. When we are doing this, again, we are wanting to make sure everything flows and works together. So you're going to make your website to flow into each other. You can also always press preview. If you press preview, it's going to bring up this fake web page that's going to show you what it could look like if it was an actual website. It's really cool because you can also do it for mobile as well. If you press the little phone on the top right, it's going to take you to the phone version. We only care about the computer version, but I think the other feature is cool. When you're ready to publish, you'll press Publish Website in the top right corner. Before we publish, though, we need to make sure that we have the file saved on our Canva. You'll press File, and then we're going to go up here and edit the name of it so we know what our project is. So now when I go here, it's going to say Star Element Connection, and I'll be able to find it later. I press Publish Website. It's going to ask me some questions. It's going to ask me what my website URL is. Now, you're welcome to make it whatever you want as long as it's school appropriate, but I recommend doing something with your name and the project title. It's a long one, I know. Then you're going to press Publish Website. It's going to prepare, and then it will publish it so it's an actual link and accessible website to the public. So not anybody's going to be able to do it. When you go to turn this in, you'll press copy here, and then it's going to take you to that website. So you're going to input that in whatever format your teacher wants you to do it. But then it's going to take us to our website. Star Element Connection. I scroll down, and it's going to be my entire website that I just published. My link works. If I click this, it takes me to page number 2. So I know it's a go. You do not need to wait till the final thing to publish. You can always publish and go back and edit. You would just have to press publish again after you edit it. So if I were to go in here and I wanted to, let's say, take out this word, element, I press publish website, It's going to republish it again. And then I can view my new website. It's edited. That part was taken out. When you are making the website, you are going to use this rough draft template. Now, this is going to be for you to take your notes on and for you to use as a checkbox checklist in order to figure out what you've already included and what you still need to include. So if I look here for homepage, it gives me my options of what I need. On paper, I'm going to fill this out, and then I can click the check boxes or cross them out as we complete it and make the website. The Big Bang, you'll do your research beforehand, and as you make the website, put a little checkbox next to it when you've included that information. Reminder that you are paraphrasing, you are not copying this information. For sources, you are doing 5 website sources. You'll list them with the hyperlink. So if I go in to my website, we're going to edit again. We're going to say that this is my source page. When I include the sources, let's get these out. I'm going to put the website title. So let's say my website was NASA. I'm going to put NASA. I'll put whatever website or the link was that I used. And then I'll do the same thing that I did before with adding the hyperlink. I'll click the top 3 buttons in the top right corner. Go to link. Let's see where to go. Why is it doing this to me? There we go. Link. Control V or copy and paste. Press done, and it's going to link that NASA website. So now when I publish again, and I go to the website, I scroll down to that bottom page, I see that NASA thing, I can press it or press the link, and it's going to take me to that page. Last but not least, you're going to peer review at the very end of this, and then here is your rubric. For the rubric, this is exactly what you are getting graded on and how many points it is worth. So before you do the final turn-in, I recommend you go through the rubric, check off what you've done, and check what still needs to be done, because this is the exact rubric that your teacher is going to be grading you off of. Reminder, if you have any questions, view this video again or ask for help. Your teacher is going to tell you what the due date is, and then you'll be able to finish this and do it all on your own.